Before we get started, let's check out the links in my description. We all want nice things. We want the car, we want a house, we want a high limit credit card. But if you don't have at least a 680 credit score, you're not even in the game. So click this link here to know where you stand and get your free credit scores from all three bureaus. That will be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And also get your reports. If you would like to be free and become financially independent through entrepreneurship, click this link here to be free. If you'd like to get Cashback, which is a discount during shopping, please click this link here to see my favorite cashback sites. And if you enjoy the music you hear in the background, please click the link here and subscribe to It's Oasis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. Today we're going to be discussing some things going on with debt collection. There are new things implemented. But before we get into that, if you would like to know your FICO scores and what's on your reports from all three bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, click the credit monitoring link in the description below. You would like to make $500 to $1,000 plus per week on your own time with your vehicle, click the Wealth Dasher link in the description below. If you don't have a vehicle or you don't want to use your own, then click the Wealth Hire Car link in the description below. That way you can use the Hire Car along with Wealth Dasher and still make $500 to $1,000 plus per week on your time. Like to know how I got 5 properties for $5,500? Click the Be Free link in the description below, then click Sign Up. Like to get cash back while shopping online? You can do so by clicking the Cashback link in the description below. And interested in the new MasterCard, there's the Aspiration Zero MasterCard where they're offering $300 back with $3,000 spend within your first 90 days. You can apply for the Aspiration Zero MasterCard by clicking the Aspiration link in the description below. Now let's go ahead and get to this article that talks about what's going on with the debt collection practices today. New debt collection rules, what they mean for consumers. For one thing, they allow debt collectors to contact you on social media, but they have to let you know who they are. I know you guys had that situation. I haven't really got much on social media, but I do get a lot through text message. I get that stuff all the time. Debt collectors now are allowed to make contact through email, text messages, and social media, not just US mail or the phone. See, I just spoke about that. I gave the text messages. If you recently got a text, there you go again. If you recently got a text, email, or social media message from a debt collector, here's one of the first things you should do. Make sure you know your rights. You hear that? Here go the rights. New Consumer Financial Protection Bureau rules, which took effect November 30th, clarify how debt collectors can use modern communication methods such as email, text messages, and social media to communicate with consumers, among other things. Consumers need to be educated about what to expect and how to protect themselves. Here are answers to frequently asked questions about how the new rules affect debt collection. How can debt collectors contact me? Debt collectors can now contact you via email, text messages, and social media, as well as traditional forms of communication such as telephone call or postal mail. See, we got hip to the mail and the phone calls, but now they're sending you text messages, all right? And I get quite a few of them. I mean, it's old debt too. I mean, it been off my credit report. Stuff I got taken off already through disputes and all that stuff, and stuff that fell off. I mean, old debt. Are there limits to how debt collectors can contact me online or through text or email? Yes, debt collectors must identify themselves as such. Also, any messages they send have to be private, so they can't broadcast your debt on your Facebook wall or Twitter feed, for instance. See, they got the Facebook and Twitter tickers in there. They think they slick. That's that Wall Street Journal for you. They can, however, attempt to friend you on social media, provided they let you know they are debt collectors. Who the heck gone? Come on now. I'm not about to befriend no debt collector. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Let's be friends. You know you owe me, $15,000, but let's be friends so I can harass you to death. Won't happen. Won't happen. Any portfolio recovery, anybody like that, you ain't my friend, alright? They must also give you the option to opt out of these communications. Debt collectors who violate allowable practices are subject to enforcement by the Federal Trade Commission and may also be held accountable for state law violations. Consumers may be able to sue a debt collector in state or federal court, though there are time limits. How often can a debt collector call me? Under the new rules, debt collectors can't attempt to call more than 7 times within a 7-day period about a particular debt. So it's pretty much once a day. That restriction applies if you don't answer them. If you do, they can't call you within 7 days after engaging in a phone conversation about a particular debt, according to the CFPB. Keep in mind that these restrictions don't apply to text messages, emails, or other types of media. Oh, so they can't call you, but they can do everything else. Interesting. Are there potential downsides for consumers with the new debt collector rules? I can assume so, but hey. There could be some. For instance, you have to go through the trouble of opting out of these communications, and people who don't regularly check social media or miss an email may fail to see critical information about a debt. With the new ability to reach people online through email and via text, there could be more bad actors attempting to scam people into paying them money on alleged debts. How can I verify the debt collector is legitimate? Start out by asking the name, phone number, and physical address of the debt collection agency that collectors are working for. Secondly, you shouldn't have to ask because they are required to provide you with certain information when they first communicate with you or soon after, generally within 5 days, according to the CFPB. This includes the name and mailing information of the debt collector, the name of the creditor, and the debt amount. You shouldn't give debt collectors any personal information until adequately verifying the debt and the agency are legitimate. How else can I avoid a debt collection scam? Beyond asking for a verification of the debt collection agency and the proof of debt, it is also advisable to contact the original lender to discuss details including whether your account should be in collections, who was hired to contact you, and the status of your debt. What if I don't recognize a debt? If you don't recognize the debt, you are entitled to request more information. It is a good idea to submit a written request for additional information for your records. Can debt collectors threaten me? Absolutely not. Alright? I remember back in the day I had somebody threaten me. It was crazy. But it was funny because I didn't pay it, right? Absolutely not. It is illegal for debt collectors to threaten or harass you, use obscene language, make false or misleading representations, or use unfair practices. So for instance, they can't claim you will be arrested, threaten to suspend your driver's license, or say they'll call your employee if you don't pay immediately, according to the FTC. These are automatic red flags and should be reported to the FTC immediately. Debt collectors also aren't allowed to contact you during times you specify as inconvenient. It is possible that legitimate debt collectors could sue you, but they still have to play by the regulations. So for instance, they can't claim they'll take legal action if it isn't true. If you are sued, be sure to respond, personally or through an attorney, by the date specified in the court papers. Don't just ignore it, the FTC says. What if the debt collector acts inappropriately or I suspect a scam? You should report any problems you have with a debt collector to the Federal Trade Commission, and I've done that before, as well as the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and I've done that, and I made videos about how I did the CFPB. I have videos about that. And you're a state attorney general. So let's read that again because I cut that off. You should report any problems you have with a debt collector to the Federal Trade Commission at the website, as well as the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau at the website, and your state attorney general, a listing of which can be found at, and you see these sites here, so you can go check out this, you can pause the video, write that down and all that, or just check that out. Just remember that improper or illegal behavior on the part of a debt collector doesn't mean the debt will be erased. Okay? Alright, so that's the new practices. They can contact you pretty much any way they feel like contacting you. You just got to be diligent and getting out of it, or just ignoring them. I ignore these punks. You know, I have no problem with it. I didn't dispute things, got things off my credit report. I got videos about how I dispute it. I got videos about how to update your information, you know, and all that good stuff. So, I mean, I don't worry about it. I don't think you should worry about it unless it's a serious debt that's actually current. Now dispute it anyway, especially if it's medical debts. That's real easy. Medical bill, easily disputable, you know, especially when it goes to collections. That's nothing. Once that medical bill goes to collections, it's pretty much a snap to come off. All right. But anyway, hope this information helped you out. Now you know what's going on with the new debt collection rules, and thanks for watching. If you would like to know your FICO scores and what's on your reports from all three bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, click the credit monitoring link in the description below. If you would like to make $500 to $1,000 plus per week utilizing your vehicle on your own time, click the Wealth Dasher link in the description below. If you don't have a vehicle or you don't want to use your own vehicle, then click the Wealth Hire Car link in the description below. And that way you can hire a car and use that vehicle to then Wealth Dash and make $500 to $1,000 plus per week on your own time. If you want to know how I got 5 properties for $5,500, click the Be Free link in the description below. And if you'd like to get cash back while shopping online, click the Cashback link in the description below. Like, share the video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to It's Oasis, and until the next video, let's get this money.